The away support against Aston Villa was absolutely phenomenal. They were terrific. They were magnificent. And yeah, considering the run of results that they've had to put up with watching on the road, I thought it was absolutely incredible that they got behind the team the way they did. Hello everybody and welcome to CADS. And we say that with a huge smile on our face. Spurs have won 2 games in a row, back to back. It's only the second time this season, and the last time that happened was right at the start of the season, literally the first 2 games. But it's a good thing to talk about. It's a good thing to be happy about. We're here. The boys who were optimistic about us staying up are continuing to be optimistic about staying up. I'm still slightly on the fence, but we'll see how it goes. I am joined tonight by Marcel. How you doing, Marcel? Freshly back from the UK.
Yes, fine. Yes, we're really happy. Obviously, 2 wins in a row. That's 2 out of 5 down, and De Zerbi promises 5 out of 5. Let's go for it.
Would be nice. Ash, how you doing?
I'm very good. There's one image from the game. There's many images that stand out, but there's one that I loved, and it was when Kinsky would get the ball and he'd just put his foot on it, and he just stood there and saying, "Okay, come on in," and that's De Zerbi right there going, "Come on in," and they didn't. And then he would kick the ball, and the ball, if it didn't get to our player on the first goal, it would get to our player on the second ball. And I'm going, what a change. Just that image. It's almost like that A's image below us here of the lion. He looked like a lion there, a Simba standing on the ball, surveying.
Yeah, with his little goatee. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the lion thing, but I thought it looked better for him to be completely baby faced, but never mind. You know. Anyway, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, he can't look baby-faced anymore. He's tough. He's a tough, tough guy. Yeah, what a difference a couple of weeks make. Lots of hope. I think the biggest thing is it's amazing what we can do when we all pull together. And, different times the club has been in trouble, but the supporters have been behind them trying to create the atmosphere, and the performance weren't there. But this time it managers saying the right things, the players are doing the right things, we're getting the right results, and our away fans were phenomenal. It just lifted everything. So I think happier than we were before, but nothing's decided yet. We've got to win a few more games. That's where I'm at.
That is very true. Although, according to Ash, we may only need to win 1 more. We'll see how that goes. Final guest for this evening is Iain. How you doing, Iain?
I'm very good. Although I'm a regular member of CADS on the forum now, I chime in when I can. I'm going to count this as my first time on somebody else's podcast after a Spurs win, which I haven't done yet. I've finally broken my duck. I'm very happy to do so.
We are blessed. We are blessed by Ian's first time after a Spurs win. We've been here many, many times after a Spurs loss, as you can imagine. But for those that don't know, Iain is the host of Poddenham Podspur, which is one of my favourite little podcasts, I have to say, and also is on Wicked Spursy now, or is going to be a regular on Wicked Spursy. And I'm not a regular listener to that, but I'm going to start tuning in and seeing how that is.
If I could take a second, they are a lovely group of New England lads, which is where the Wicked comes from in the Spursy part. I'm not a fan of the second part of the name, if I'm honest, but the Wicked is like a slang term up in New England. And so yeah, nice group of guys, very conscientious Spurs fans, I'd say. And halfway through you'll get a beer review from Mike, who's the host. So happy to be joining them.
Well, to be fair, it would be a bit harsh on us to be discriminating against a podcast made up of people who are a long way away from Tottenham Hotspur, because that's pretty much everyone here. It is everyone here tonight. So yeah. Anyway, before we go any further, I just want to pick up on something A said. The away support against Aston Villa was absolutely phenomenal. They were terrific. They were magnificent. And yeah, considering the run of results that they've had to put up with watching on the road, I thought it was absolutely incredible that they got behind the team the way they did.
Well, Stu, I think that don't we have like the 3rd best away performance in the league? I saw.
Right. Yeah.
Arsenal, somebody else, and then us.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
We've needed some decent away performances because our home record has been awful. But no, I mean, for much of the season, even if the results have been good-ish at times, the actual football on offer was terrible. I personally would put yesterday's performance as, if not the best, the second best. I think maybe the best performance of the season yesterday. The only one I could think that maybe got better was the Everton game. I thought the Everton game was very interesting. That was under Thomas Frank early on.
What
But
about the
26
beyond that,
points, guys.
What about
26 away points. Considering
Yeah.
what we have, 26 of our points have come away from home.
and we're on 36, so 35, 36 points we've got at the moment.
It's pictured, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, no, massive kudos to those guys that travelled away. We do have a few of our own that get there. Lucky we've got John, who writes magnificent match reports in the group after he's finished.
Funny, I
Honest.
said to Jim, wasn't it to have a game where the referee didn't seem to have an agenda against us? And he
First
said that's exactly what they were saying on the way home from the match.
Yeah.
And I think that was the case. He didn't seem to have an agenda against us. It wasn't too bad.
He had the
Yeah.
opportunity. Let's be honest. There was that Conor Gallagher tackle where he did make contact with the opposition's ankle, and you're like, if that was Cuti Romero, he would be seeing red right now. But I mean, we can say that about an awful lot of challenges that happen in the Premier League, because pretty much every single time I watch a game, there's a challenge that goes flying in, and you're like, if that was Romero, that would definitely be red. So yeah.
I think that you could also say if that was Michael Oliver, that might have been red.
Yeah, if that was Rob
I
Jones,
just-
that would be red.
Can I just say something about the away fans?
Go for it.
They had about a 5-6 minute clip after the game, and there really seemed to be a real love affair with the team again, with RDZ and the team. They actually sang to him, and it was just wonderful, absolutely wonderful to see. You got to hand it to those away fans for what they've put up with. Because I'm sure they go to the home matches as well.
Yeah.
And what they put up with all season, but especially to go away and support, and then to get that sort of competitiveness and that sort of performance. It was just lovely to see them interacting. And with eight of our, possibly 7 or 8 of our starters not there. So forget about Aston Villa's B team. That was kind of our B team as well. 7 or 8 of our starters were not there.
What I
I'd
loved
say that's
was
probably-
sorry,
Yeah, go on,
Steve.
Ian. Go on.
What I loved was Kolo Muani geeing up the crowd as he came off.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
love
something.
that.
I don't know if this is going to be video, but just throwing his arms up and bringing them on. I think he also might have flashed the scoreline to the Villa fans as he came off.
He did.
Very,
There is video
very
of him
Theo
doing it.
Walcott, but yeah, very Theo Walcott, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, the difference with Theo Walcott is I don't think it turned around and bit him in the ass, because when Theo Walcott did it, we went on to win the game. So
He was
yeah,
also injured.
yeah, he was doing it on the stretcher and getting pelted with water bottles, as I remember. It's quite amusing. But, yeah, no, it was an excellent performance from the away fans, and it was an equally good performance from the players, which is really nice to say. And some players who I have personally not been particularly flattering about had very, very good games. Palhinha, excellent game. And, you know, when we talk about Palhinha having a good game, people are thinking throwing himself into tackles, winning every ball, and, you know, just passing it off to someone else. There were a few times yesterday where not only was he doing that, but he was having a couple of nice little bits of skill on the ball and then pinging it out nicely wide. And I'm like, hang on a second, someone's given Palhinha permission to actually pass the ball forward. What's going on here? And amazingly, it seems like he can do it and is enjoying it. Conor Gallagher, I have slated on pretty much every single performance because he's been bad in every single game. But yesterday, I don't think there was a blade of grass he didn't touch, if I'm going to stick on that kind of area. Blade of grass that boy didn't touch. He was fantastic, and he scored a decent goal. Bit of a daisy cutter, but it was a decent goal. Hit it well, kept it low, and it went right through. So very, very,
very
nice.
Harry Kane-esque goal. Very Harry Kane.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Low, directly
Big
into the corner.
difference from previous managers. They're taking shots on the edge of the box.
Yep.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
Our second goal came from a rebound from a shot from the edge of the box, went out wide, back in, Richarlison in.
And
So
Polinia's
Yeah.
shot that hit the
Oh
post.
yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Didn't one of the goals come from Danso's long throw, which, like, wow, it actually works. Who'd have
First one.
thought it can happen? First one.
First one all
Third,
season.
Been a big
third
fan of that,
chance.
haven't you?
I'm not a fan of the long throw. No, not at all. But you know, when it works, it works, and I'm not going to complain too loud and too long about it. So no, and then the final one, Randall Kolo Muani. Who'd have
Yeah.
thought Randall Kolo Muani had that kind of performance when it wasn't a team that he had once been owned by? So
Yes.
you know, he'd been great against Paris Saint-Germain. He'd been great against Eintracht Frankfurt. Does anybody check to make sure he wasn't at that particular club when he was 4 or 5 or something like that? Maybe he was there as a youth player. So we will
I
see.
thought he was okay. You know,
He was good.
I'm not as hot as other people were on Kolo Muani. He in that particular game, he played better, but I think that's the problem. It's grading him on a curve. I still think he was pretty wasteful. He had some very good moments, but I think he was still a bit wasteful in possession.
I
Fair
agree.
enough.
Probably the best league performance we've seen from him, though.
Yeah,
And
I
hope
agree.
it's going
Agreed.
the right way.
Yep, more of the same. More of the same.
Yeah,
And
I
the
think,
football was just good.
Sorry,
Go on,
Stuart. I think you can see that De Zerbi is eking something out more of the players, and that's what we've been calling for. It's like we always complain we don't have the squad or the players, but they were still playing below their capabilities. And I think all we wanted was that the team that we have out, the squad that we have, if the guys played to their ability, we would have been nowhere near the situation. And you can see what a difference it's made by just doing that. So yeah.
I've been saying all season long, this squad was not built for Thomas Frank, the way that Thomas Frank wanted to play football. Despite the results that we had with him, I'm pretty sure Thomas Frank is an okay manager. I'm not going to say good, but he's an okay manager. He's Premier League level manager, and he shouldn't be getting results like that. But he wants to play football in a very specific, certain way, and that was not possible with the players that we got. And then we brought in Igor Tudor, who started to turn things, and things were starting to look a bit better. But again, it wasn't a squad that was built specifically and ideally for him. Right? It was a squad that had been built effectively for Ange Postecoglou. And then Roberto De Zerbi comes in, who plays in a very similar manner, front foot, progressive, proactive football. And amazingly, everything suddenly looks like the bits fall into place. And I mean, I've been in a conversation with someone on Blue Sky today talking about it, and it's like, oh, the squad's rubbish. The squad's wrong. It's like, the squad isn't rubbish. It was just built wrong. It wasn't built for that style of play for that particular manager. Once we've got a manager that's playing in the right kind of manner for the players, amazingly, the results get better.
Yeah.
Do you think it's as much confidence as it is tactics, though?
Absolutely.
You know,
We talked
we've
about-
had Frank telling them they can't play, they can't win. Tudor came in with very much this mandate to just get us through to the end of the season, to hobble through. And then, you know, I have my hang-ups with De Zerbi, but he's come in and he's talked these guys up. He's talking in the press about how he wants them to feel like the players they actually are. And, you know, I do worry, and not worry, I do wonder if it's as much that as anything else. I have worries about whether or not that means we'll see a regression to the mean, but that's a problem for next season. Right now, we just need to stay up.
Yeah, Gallagher mentioned that word, Ian, several times in his one of his post-match interviews, confidence. And I think one of the other players said the same thing, putting his arm around them, caring about them, you know.
It's crazy.
I think I think De Zerbi himself has said several times it's mentality first, then tactics. I think perhaps through what we've gone through with Frank this season, you know, team beaten down, you can't pass forward, we're going to rely on crosses and set pieces. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, it's probably some sort of release. It's almost remember when Ange first came in and said, I don't mind if you do and make any mistakes. If you're trying to play the proper way, that's on me. Keep doing it. And I think he is giving Iain that confidence to the players
Yeah.
to, believe in themselves again.
Yeah, that Ange quote, I don't mind if players make mistakes as long as they're trying to do the right thing. That popped through my head when we had the issue with Danso. When Danso made that mistake against Brighton, I was like, okay, maybe he's not going to be too upset about that because he was at least trying to do the right thing. And we have been joined by Austin. How you doing, Oz?
Hi,
Hey, Oz.
I'm all right, thank you. Sorry I'm late,
No worries, mate. Just good to have you with us.
and I've got a sweet in my mouth, so I won't speak for a minute.
What's her name?
Are you going to keep this up until we lose? What's your superstition, Oz? Are you not changing your underpants until we lose or something?
I have said that we're not going down all along, and we're not
You
going
have.
down.
You have.
Oz the optimist. We've been calling you that for a long time, and you're sticking to it.
Are we supposed to change our underwear? I missed that memo. Whoops.
I have moved away from the teenage rules where you wear it inside, where you wear it normally, turn it inside out, and then back to front, and then inside out and back to front. Gets you to smack. I stopped doing that years ago. It's fine. Yeah.
Coming back to the strength of the squad, though, we did see glimpses of it under Frank when it looked like the players thought, sod this for a game of soldiers, let's throw the tactics out the window and go for it. And we saw glimpses of it. That we knew they were capable of it. There were some good 45 minutes or even 30 minutes, but then it regressed again.
Yes.
And obviously, the problem with Frank, obviously, was that he focused too much on stopping the opposition doing what they're doing rather than us playing.
Yeah.
Now we've got somebody with a different mentality completely, and we've got quality there, enough to survive.
We felt like
agreed.
protagonists. We felt like protagonists in a game, in the league game, for the first time in a long time.
Yep.
I don't know if all of you guys, I don't know if we've ever seen, I did use the word in my thoughts, gagging press. I've never seen, when you watch highlights or the game back, you do see 3 and 4 players all of a sudden surrounding one of their players. And I'm going, I don't think I've ever seen, maybe Peak Poch, ever seen that before. Obviously, that is a tactic they have worked on, obviously. Maybe they were setting up traps to get them to the sidelines or something like that, and then they were just like a pack of wolves hone in on that. But I don't know about you guys, if you've ever seen Spurs play like that, with that sort of gagging press, that ultra aggressive press, and we'd get the ball back.
Ring the bell, it's Pochettino.
Yeah,
It was when we played under Poch.
Yeah. I said in the forum, like, just the way we're playing just reminds me of watching Pochettino teams. We work so hard, we press so high and so quickly. We don't give them a chance to actually settle on the ball. And the pace of the game, I thought, was really interesting for us because Aston Villa weren't trying to push it too hard, but they were trying to match our pace. And we were making them play at a faster pace, and they're making mistakes because of it.
Yeah.
Really good.
And by the end of the game, Aston Villa weren't far off their their first team, were they? The subs they brought on.
Yep.
And they weren't really making any headway either. Yeah, one very well taken goal right at the end, which probably nobody could have stopped, but that's all they had the whole game.
I do think Van de Ven should have done better on that. I think he could have had a bit more pressure on Buendia as the header went in, but he just lost his man in the 96th minute.
It was a very, very good header.
Yeah, he just lost his man in the 96th minute. It's going to happen, but
and it's Buendia. He always scores against us. So what can you do?
And he's such a shorty. Maybe Van de Ven didn't see him. He was hidden in the grass. Hidden in the weeds.
So there we go. So I think it was Andy put a poll up on the forum and asked, how is everyone feeling, about our chances of staying up? I'm still I'm still a bit worried because there are games to be played. There are, opportunities for us to do our usual and screw it up. We could screw it up from a position of strength. We are now finally in a position of strength, but we're so good at screwing up from a position of strength that we could do it. But I think pretty much everyone else here said that Tottenham were going to stay up now, right?
Yeah.
I think we will. You picked on something there. You know, in the past, when we've had the opportunity to go for it, we always screw it up. And that was in the back of my head before this game, thinking we've got the opportunity now to leapfrog forward. Are we going to mess it up mentally? And I think that's the big difference: is the mentality of the players, the confidence that De Zerbi is giving them, and that's coming through. If we can hold on to that, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no more injuries as well, because we
Oh,
literally.
you had to say it. Why
Well-
would you say that with 3 games left in the season?
You know that we've got our 3 prime creative midfielders out, 3 of them. So forget about what Villa might say. 3. Decky, who may never play for Spurs again, Decky, Madison, and Xavi, all out. And you could throw Kudus in there as possible. And somehow he's able to take next one up, and we'll get you all playing together as a team, and we're gonna win 5 in a row.
Well, it's the system is the creator, not a particular player. Is the way it's working at the moment,
Yeah.
because
Well, if you
we
don't
have
have
to
the
play that
players-
way because we have zero choice.
If you don't have the players, you got to have the system, and we don't have the players, so we
Exactly.
do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
make it up in the aggregate.
Oh,
course,
there's
the
a
beauty
what's
of
that
it-
Billy Bean Moneyball.
Yeah, but
So,
it is,
Beauty
you
of
know.
it is the next game is on the Monday. We've got those extra few days for somebody to get ready. Could Matters be back for that? We don't know, but if we were playing on the Friday night, for example, I'd say no. But an extra few days,
Yeah.
I say Matters just as an example, but there might be 1 or 2 who are ready, just about ready to come back.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm not going to claim this as my insight. This was very definitely from Ash. But Ash earlier on was saying if Spurs beat Leeds and West Ham do not pick up a win against West Ham, against Arsenal or Newcastle, Spurs are safe before they even play their second to last game. Is that right, Ash?
Yep, before we play Chelsea.
Oh, that
Wow.
would be okay.
Delicious.
That's a possibility. We still got to do our end of it, obviously, when on the Monday game against Leeds. But that's a
Yeah.
big possibility that they won't beat Arsenal. They won't beat Newcastle, or they only get 1 point, and then that's it. Because we've got the goal difference, anyway. So
So I think the next poll on CADS will be how many people are going to be painting their face black and white on the 17th of May. That would be perfect.
by the way, I don't answer Andy's polls, because I don't know if we're going to win 5 in a row. I hope we do, and I'm not just saying we're gonna. I was saying, well, De Zerbi's, that's his goal.
Mhm.
Now we got 2 out of 5, 3 to go. Yeah, let's go for it.
Away the
I
land.
like- yeah.
Yeah, where are that? I think every professional team should be looking to go into every match thinking they're going to win. You should never try to play for a draw, because if you do, you're immediately going in with a negative outset. And I'm like, no, you should go in thinking you're going to win every single game. Every club should look at the season and go, right, there's no reason why we can't pick up enough points to actually win the league this year. It's not going to happen to most sides. It can only happen to one, but everyone should go in with that kind of mentality.
Are you referring to Frank before the season saying we are going to lose games, we are going to draw games, we're only going to win about 15 games or whatever he said it was?
To be fair, he was right. We were going to lose games and we were going to draw games, especially playing the way that he wanted us to. Yeah.
But he said you did. That's just the opposite of what you just said. He literally did the opposite of what you just said. He literally believes, no, we can come away with the draw. That'll be fine, and that wasn't fine. Bad coach for us. Very bad coach. I didn't know anything about him.
So one of the people you talked about is a dreamer, and the other one is a pragmatist and a realist. I'll let you work out which one. But yeah, no, it's for me. I'd much rather go in with a positive mental outlook than go in there thinking, oh, it's okay if we lose this game. I never want to go into a game saying it's okay if we lose this game.
So,
Speaking of which, how
Yes, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of, how do we feel about people kind of celebrating almost like we are staying up now? I've had a few people around me, especially in person, asking if we can start singing about "We Are Staying Up Yet," and I've had to be the fun police on it. But I've seen a little bit online too of people getting a little too cocky, in my opinion.
Could
Yeah.
I just remind people of a saying, mind the gap?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Mm.
that was no.
Mhm.
No, it's too early. Look, we
Mhm.
we all want to say you had your shot and you didn't kill us, and now you're going to pay for it. We'll wait till next year. That's what we want to do, right at the end. But no, I think it's too early, guys. We
Yeah, I
can't.
want to be able to say that over the summer. You know, that was the best opportunity for your lot to send us down, and you didn't manage it, and now you're gonna see what happens next. I think we're gonna see a lot of changes over the summer, boardroom level, player level, and just go from there and see what happens.
Is
Because
there
I
is
think
there a
there's more
fear?
coming.
Is there a fear, Stu, that if we do stay up, they'll go, well, we stayed up, so we won't be in Europe next year, so we'll get a shot at one of the other two cups, and getting into Europe. Is there a possibility that the wankers will just go, yeah, we're not going to make any changes?
There's always the possibility, but at the same time, they must have been looking and fearing for their stock portfolio through the course of this season and going, we never want that to happen again. We never want to be that close to dropping 1.5 billion off the stock value of this club, because that's how close they were and potentially still are. But
Still,
yeah,
The other
no,
today I did read something that De Zerbi, and I don't know whether it's true or not, had said something about the pitch needs changing, the training ground pictures need changing, and the medical staff need changing. Now that was attributed to De Zerbi, and I have no idea whether it was fake news or not. But
No,
if it
no,
was
that was
whatever,
his.
I think it's probably right.
No, that was his last press conference. And basically what he was saying is people can come up with all kinds of excuses as to why the club isn't winning. They can complain about the training pitch. They can say the injuries are down to the retractable pitch. They can say that it's down to the medical team. But in reality, it's down to the players, and they've just got to go out there and win the games that they can win and be themselves and show the quality that they have. So he wasn't stating that, it was down to those things. He was saying those are easy excuses to try and give, when in reality it could be a massive combination of other things. Iain, I believe,
It was a response to a reporter's question, and he basically said to him, well, I would hate for you to be in my backroom staff or around me because I don't want any crybabies around me. There's no reason to try here.
when he started that press conference, it's almost like a threat to that journalist. He was like, I've got my eye on you. I've been watching you. I know what you've been saying. It was like, Jesus Christ, it's almost like a sleeping with the fishes type comment. So, yeah. I do believe Iain on Blue Sky said, you can complain about the injuries and you can attribute them to the training ground and the retractable pitch, but we didn't have those issues before. What year was it? 2023.
Yeah,
So,
whenever Ange took over. We just didn't, I mean, not blaming him, but you can't point to the retractable pitch because we moved in 2019.
yeah.
Nobody was complaining about ACLs. Nobody was complaining about, I mean, hamstring injuries are a common issue, especially with the intensity of the game. But you can't point to something as simple as that. I mean, it's Occam's razor. What's the simplest answer? There's too many games with our squad isn't deep enough where it needs to be deep enough.
Yeah, that's my fault. That's where I point the finger. I say, look, we don't have a deep enough squad to cover, especially when you've got players who are injured, and we do buy some players that have injury problems. So, yeah, that's what I keep pointing out.
Thanks for the clarification. I didn't get to see much because I was travelling from Wednesday and I just got back today. So all I had time for was to actually see the game on my phone from a hotel room in Poitiers.
Bet your wife loved that. Ash, what were you going to say?
Good point about look to the future. We should look at that the types of players that we're actually buying. I have a thought. Me as a journalist, I would love to do, and I'm not going to. I just don't have the time to do a story about the types of players that not just us, but we bring in. The Kentucky Derby was on yesterday. And those magnificent creatures run on ankles about forelocks about that big, and no wonder they ever. I'm just wondering if, because you see these other teams, you see that guy Brobby, who should have been sent off for his push on, you see these other relatively skillful players, but they're like mini rugby players or whatever. Some of the teams we play, you know, very physical type players. And we have a lot of thoroughbreds. I would consider Decky a thoroughbred, Madison, Xavi, I would consider all of them thoroughbreds in terms of the types of players. And could it be not bringing in players who may be injury prone, 1, 2, and bringing in the types of players that actually can break down, like indeed thoroughbreds do break down. I've not seen anybody actually talk about that particular possibility. And as a journalist would go, that would be something I would love to look into, stats or whatever. Ian, it's up to you. You can do that.
I was going to say, as long as it's not like the Kentucky Derby where they put a tent over the horse, you know, don't put a tent over our player and put them out of their misery when they pull their ACL.
And we'll never see Decky. Yeah, we'll never see Decky again.
Yeah.
Hey, what were you going to say?
Well,
I posted an article yesterday about Keely Hodgkinson and the training regime that she has, and how they've tailored a training regime to rule out some of the stresses that other athletes might have. And I suggested that maybe once it's a different sport, that we could actually look at what they do with her and maybe apply some of the principles that they apply to her to our training, because we do have an inordinate, and have done for 2 years now, number of injuries and long-term injuries at that.
Hey,
coming back to Ashley's analogy, if you look at the spine of the team that played this game, Danso, Paulinia and Bentica, Richarlison, whole lot of mongrel, no thoroughbreds there.
Gallagher as well. Hey.
Yeah. A lot of mongrel in there. You can argue that Bentica is Rolls Royce, but he's got mongrel in him too. He's like one of those rare mixes that turns out awesome. But yeah, it's no coincidence. There's a lot of fight in that team all of a sudden. The spine is right for this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gallagher's more of a terrier, chasing around, a lot of
Yeah,
energy.
he was. Yeah.
yeah. I hope to see more of that kind of performance from Gallagher. I hope to see more of that kind of performance from every single player from yesterday. So we need it.
Can we talk about Paulinia?
What does the group think about the fact that the youngsters are being spared this, and we're using the experienced players?
Yeah, I was going to come to that. We can bring that in. We can double it in with Ash's question about Paulinia. What's everybody's thoughts on Paulinia being used and the more experienced players at the same time?
Yeah, he's played right back, centre back. He's played everywhere, and then people would just dissing him so much when he was playing with Bentica, when Frank was playing him with Bentica. It could well have been the manager was putting shackles on them. But you could see it in him. The guy is a warrior. He'd run through a brick wall, and he did it yesterday. And you could see the love between De Zerbi and him, because he loves that spirit in him. What A was just saying about the spine and the spirit through there. So what do you guys think? Is it to take it one step further? Could we possibly keep him even next season? He's only on loan.
I really hope not.
Maybe another loan.
Maybe another loan.
I don't want to be saddled with the contract of, what is he, 30 now? 31?
31, I think it's coming up, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's interesting that Roberto De Zerbi seems to have prioritized the more experienced players who've got a little bit more of life experience behind them, instead of the players like Berival, like Sarr, like Archie Gray, who have been some of our best players through much of the season, but still are learning the game effectively. I have no concerns about the professionalism of either of those, any of those three players. But at the same time, I can understand why he's trusting in the experience. I would like to see more of Gray. Personally, I think Gray played very well when he came on against Brighton. I thought he got involved in the passing movement very nicely.
Yeah.
But, you know, we need
Where-
the players to go out there and just get us the points at the moment. And at that point, you can then spend some time with the youngsters and bring them through and bring them up into the way that you want them to play.
Yeah, so
I must-
you wouldn't have switched Gray out for anybody yesterday, right? I'm talking about the starting lineup.
I would have, certainly, because I'm an idealist and a dreamer. But, you know, you're lucky I'm not in charge of Tottenham Hotspur. So, you know.
That's true.
I
It's true.
think you bring him in against Leeds, if I'm honest, because I wouldn't want to play Paulinho. I think Leeds might have a chance of sitting back against us, and I think we might need a bit more technical quality on the ball. I don't know if that's me downplaying Paulinho. Don't know what you guys think, but I'd like to see maybe Gray come in.
Also return to his hometown club. Yeah.
There is an argument there about that, playing against your hometown club.
Yeah, that's a
Could I
good point.
just say, though, what amazed me yesterday was there were two occasions where Paulinho had won the ball, then won a free kick, and he celebrated as if he just scored the winner at Wembley or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also Porro winning, was it a throw in?
Owen.
And he went mad as well. And that's the kind of passion we need, and that's what's going to grab us, take us through. You know,
You need to celebrate your wins in football, whether it's a tackle or a header or whatever. You need to celebrate your wins as long as it doesn't affect your focus on what happens next. Right, I know you've been waiting to come in. What have you got for us?
Yeah, he's waving. You see a hand
Yeah.
wave there.
Yeah, I'm using the technology.
That's why we haven't caught on.
Yeah. The key is Bentancur. The Bentancur, since he's come back with a different manager, shackles are off, the control.
Yeah.
Everybody next to him looks better. And
Yeah.
we didn't realize what we lost because he was probably playing under different instructions, and he's a good guy who follows instructions. But when he went off and Basuma came on, he didn't look great. Yet Basuma again next to him also looks good. So I think our key is to keep Bentancur fit. And luckily, De Zerbi says it was nothing. It was just fatigue from coming back from the injury and not being able to play too many minutes. So I think it doesn't matter. I think we can play Archie with him, or we can play Paulinho with him. As for the guys celebrating, I think they had put in a monumental effort and they were reaping the rewards of it. And we've been on the back foot the whole season, watching other people celebrate on our pitch and our expense. It's okay when we do it. And Porro won three. It was like 3 intercepts in a row before the ball went out, and he put himself on the line. Yeah. I like Paulinho. I think it takes all sorts for a good squad, and you need to know when to use these guys. I think that's the biggest thing. Like now, it's time probably to use him in the dogfight, and that's what we didn't have the luxury of because our squad is so thin. We're playing people to do things that they were not cut out to do, and they are not going to look good when that happens. So I like him. I think he has a role to play, definitely. And but yeah, I don't know if we keep him on. I have a feeling we might keep him on because I think he trains brilliantly. He sets an example for the younger players. He never complains, and good squads need those people. You know. That's what I think. I think good squads need all sorts. And if we're going to compete in various levels, then we need various different types of players.
And importantly for us, he is fit for most of the time. So
Shifting
Can't
focus, what about our other loony? Would you keep Kolo Muani if he ends the season strong? We've been just talking earlier about his performances increasing.
You mean if he scores 10 goals in the last 3 games? Yeah, for sure.
Maybe he'll be another Timo Werner. Maybe we'll take him for another season on loan.
That was such.
I think he's going to end up going to Juventus. Juventus is going to lose Dusan Vlahovic, and you know we don't have a deal to actually purchase him. There's no option to turn this into a permanent deal. I think he wants to go to Juventus. It's where he felt best in the last few years, and I think he wants to go there, and they want him, and it will work out regardless of what we want. I'm not going to be particularly bothered. I had high hopes for him when he joined us because he is a quality player. I've seen it over here in France. I've seen him playing for the national team and putting in good performances. But realistically, he's not done that for Tottenham, and we need him to do it for Tottenham on a regular basis. It doesn't help he's been played out of position so many times.
And hopefully these last 3 games he's going to bust a gut to show people like Juventus that he's worth signing. Let's hope that we can get the best out of him for the last 3 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, can I ask you something? This squad that we keep putting out this whole season, if that was your second string squad, would you be happy? If that was all your backup players, would you be happy? About midfield upwards. If all those players were your second string, your possible subs, or your playing many games when we're resting the other guys and then come on when we need to, would you be happy with the guys that we have?
So can we put some names on that? We're talking Richarlison, Tell,
Palhinha, Gallagher, Odeber, anybody that we think is upgradable. But like if we had to upgrade and they had to be the fallback option when those guys are not available or we need to rotate, would you take that?
some of them, not all of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't get rid of the whole squad, can you? So some of them are going to have to be retained. That's the reality of it is. But when you look at our squad for the season that we got now, we keep saying it's a wafer-thin squad. We're currently running with the second string squad, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're not that bad. We're not that thin on the ground. If we didn't have this injury crisis, we wouldn't be a bad team. Yeah, we need to improve, but we wouldn't be that bad.
I think the issue is, and has been for a long time, is that we are weak in important areas. We're weak at left mid. We're weak in midfield when it comes to actually passing the ball from deep, because we haven't had someone like that for a very, very long time. When Son left, our chances of scoring goals from the left side of the pitch just disappeared. Went with him. It went off to the MLS. And, frankly, we've never really replaced Dembele. So, players like Dembele are rare as hen's teeth. So we're not going to find a Dembele, but we do need to find someone.
Irreplaceable.
Absolutely.
And look at the improvement we have with Udogie playing. I thought he had a great game yesterday linking up with Tell, and you just don't get that same positioning and ability to take the ball on his left foot with Spence. I think whether you get somebody who can rotate with Udogie or somebody who even could be better than him, but that's a position we need to target.
Because I also point out, I think Porro showed finally that he can defend with the right tactics and everything else. He was showing their players the touchline, not letting them come inside. I mean, it's a huge step forward. He can defend with the right coaching. So hats off to him.
I think Palhinha was moving out to
mindset.
the right too, right? Palhinha was moving out there to help him, so I think that's a big deal.
I think we've got a good squad. It's just we do need to sharpen up in certain areas, as Stu was just saying. There's a good basic squad there. I mean, including
our defense was excellent yesterday. I mean, yet again, we're letting very few chances in. I think we limited them to 4 across the whole game, really protecting Kinsky.
Yeah.
Amazing what keeping the ball can do, eh?
It's amazing, yeah. It's amazing the changes that can be made when you're actually looking to keep the ball and do something with it. Absolutely.
I mentioned for Kinsky as well. He's so much. I think he fits into the team much better than Vicario.
Yeah.
I've said it.
Vicario, I still think there's a lot of unnecessary dislike going around for him. He was very good in Ange's first season. He's obviously been carrying an injury for quite some time. This hernia injury has not just popped up over the last few weeks. It's been going on for months by the sound of it. And
was popped up deliberate, you?
Sorry?
Hernia and popped up.
It was not. No,
deliberate.
it was a lucky turn of phrase. But if every time you kick the ball it hurts, the way you kick the ball is not going to be clean and clear. So it's no surprises. his kicks have not been great. But I mean, Kinsky, right from the start, we have said is a better passer of the ball than Vicario. But he's not as good in the other areas as Vicario is. Hopefully he can step up that, because the way things are going, it looks like he may be number one choice next season, unless we're going to spend decent money on a goalkeeper again. Because it looks like Vicario is going to go to Inter Milan. And no hate from me. Vicario's come here, he's done a good job. He'll leave, we'll probably make a little bit of money on the deal, and we've got a replacement ready to step up. You know, I don't
No
really
hate,
understand
no
the hate.
Vicario whatsoever.
No.
But I just think Kinsky has the last couple of games shown us what he can do. I mean, that last minute save was fantastic. And yesterday
Yeah.
he came out and he punched a couple clear, which Vicario may have slapped at a bit more, but he's much more decisive with his punching. That's just an observation.
Let's revisit
No.
at the end of the season. You know,
Absolutely,
I still
yeah.
don't think he's faced enough shots to fully call him. I think we've been very defensively solid.
And this is the thing, you play him behind a solid defence and he suddenly looks better, you know.
And De Zerbi likes two keepers. He likes to rotate.
He does.
So we'll
So,
see.
Kinsky and Brandon Austin next season. Let's see how that goes.
Oh.
Ian's like, hell no.
I actually really like Kinsky. I think he looks like he's going to be a top keeper.
Yeah, he's
But
very young.
he's still very young. He's only turned
Yeah, I know.
24, which in goalkeeper terms is 6 years off his peak.
Yeah.
You know, it's got so far to go, really, before we can put any real pressure on him. If he's a first choice goalkeeper at 24 years old, you're talking about putting him up there with the same kind of level of expectation as someone like Donnarumma. I mean, Donnarumma was a young first choice goalkeeper. You know, there aren't many players who are less than 25, 26, 27 who are first choice goalkeepers for their clubs. Very, very few.
Verbruggen, I think, is one. I think you've got a couple people around the league. But yeah, you're right. It takes something special. Maybe he is special. Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
I think he's a good goalkeeper. I think he just needs to develop. There's a lot of development that needs to happen. It's not just with him. There's a lot of players. Development needs to happen. But that's what happens when you've got a young squad. They can develop together. But yes.
I think when you look at the squad and when you look at the job that De Zerbi's done in, what's he been in, 4 weeks? He's actually got improvements out of
34
everyone.
days, I believe.
Sorry?
34 days today, I believe.
Okay, all right. Well, he's actually got improvement out of every single player in the squad, and he's got them playing with confidence, aggression. I think I said we weren't going down. I firmly believe we're not going down, but I'm feeling really optimistic about the future under De Zerbi, looking longer term than just talking about the end of the season. Obviously,
yeah, I can see that. Do you remember earlier in the season we were saying we couldn't think of a player that had improved under Thomas Frank? Everybody remember that? Is there? Can we do the reverse with De Zerbi? Can you think of a player who has not improved under Roberto De Zerbi?
No,
I can't. I think everyone has taken a step up.
Decky.
Anyone who's playing, yes.
But
even
is that
Madison's
because he's
got closer to the pitch?
Is that because he's improved them, or just returned them back to the players they were, though?
That's the
question.
Steph on The Game Is About Glory says that the injuries, the major injuries, the major problems we've had are in the 2 inches between the hairline and the eyes and the eyebrows. And I think he's bang on. It's confidence, it's mentality. And, you know, if you're going to make a big change and you can't do it through transfers, you have to get the players up for it. And I think that's exactly what Roberto De Zerbi has done.
Yeah.
Ian,
So,
how's that Scotch drink?
It's a big flask of Scotch, Ash. For our audio listeners, I have a silver canteen that I'm drinking water from.
That's water, everybody.
You see it?
Yeah.
Nice. I need it
got
for you boys.
upstairs. Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, I'm just
all right. So Our next game is at home against Leeds. So Archie Gray would not be returning to his home team. They would be coming to us. But what's everyone's thoughts on that? Are we all feeling good? Are we feeling better?
Yes, I am, because the last home game we should have won. It was absolutely devastating for Danso to make that last minute mistake. We should have won that. And I think they'll put that aside and we'll say, look, we've got 2 wins in a row. We should have won the last one at home. I think the mentality is there now. And I think the stadium will be a cauldron. It really will be going for it. It'd be intimidating for Leeds, I think.
Yeah.
And West Ham is playing Arsenal before us, so it could give us even more impetus that we could pile the pressure onto West Ham with a win on Monday against Leeds. Pile it on.
I think Marcel said that he'd like to see West Ham and Arsenal draw, because that doesn't really help either side. I'm with you on that.
So would I.
A draw would be fun.
No,
Who
Did you
said
say
that?
I thought you said that.
I remember saying that. Last season,
Okay.
maybe.
No, somebody on the forum said that if they would
Listen,
like to see.
I've not posted for a few days.
Okay. You're too busy driving. I understand.
I've heard that
Yeah.
on the podcast as well, and I can't agree. As much as I don't want Arsenal to win the league, I don't want West Ham to gain any points on us. Just
Absolutely.
absolutely.
This is not about hating Arsenal. It's about what's best for Tottenham.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I
I get where
I
you're coming
can want
from,
the
Stu.
best for Tottenham and hate Arsenal at the same time. I'm
Yeah,
perfectly
no.
capable of multitasking.
It's like
in
when
that area.
you're at a home game and they start singing "Stand Up If You Hate Arsenal," and I'm saying we're not
Yeah.
playing them. Shut the fuck up. Grow up. We're not playing them. Stop talking about Arsenal. Sing the songs that support our team.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Don't let the opposition have space in your head. It's not necessary.
Exactly.
Man City are 1-0 up at Everton.
Okay, that'll
Yep.
work.
The
I'm
final
hoping
game
Everton have
against
a
Everton,
dip.
you've got to remember we've got relegation Richie. Okay,
Yes.
we've still got friends there. Let's hope they'll say, "Oh, come on, Richie, you can stay up."
He likes
Well,
a
let's
goal
hope we're
against
safe
Everton.
by then. He
He likes
does.
a goal
He doesn't like
against them.
celebrating,
Safe
but he does
by
like
then.
scoring against them.
Could be safe before the Chelsea game.
Well, let's hope so.
Richie did go off injured though. He looked like he was hobbling when he came off.
No, he said he was all right.
Okay, good. I
Yeah,
worry about him.
apparently.
Made of biscuits.
Yes, De Zerbi has said there's no new injuries. He said that Bentancur was just tired. Van der Ven, same thing, and also Richarlison, because they
And we've
said
got a good gap before the next game.
Yeah, we do.
reasonable. 11th of May is the next one.
Mm,
But no, I'm feeling better. I'm enjoying the football more, which for me is the main thing. You know, there's no enjoyment when we play crap football for me. Even if we're winning, I don't want to be watching us play really, really awful football. I'll take the Europa League final as a bit of an aside and, the exception to the rule. But beyond that, I want to see us playing good football, because football is about enjoyment for me. If I
how magnanimous, Stu, that you'll make an
I know.
exception for a cup final.
a cup final we won against Manchester United. Absolutely.
I'll accept that. Yeah.
I'll take it. It's fine.
Okay.
But no, I don't want to see us playing like that every single week. That's why I didn't enjoy us under Thomas Frank. I didn't want to see the team setting up that way. And we are at least trying to play proactive football now, which is much better. So there we go. All right, everybody. The next show will be recording on Tuesday, the 12th of May. So it'll be out that evening or the following day at the very latest. And let's hope that we are effectively safe by then, or safe if Ash's numbers and maths are correct. That would be great.
Oh.
All right. Anybody got any final thoughts before we leave?
I trust in Ash.
Trust in Ash. All right, there we go. So everyone's trusting in Ash and his numbers. And thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I should really do this stuff earlier I never remember. Please like, subscribe, all of that kind of thing. Leave us a comment down below. That's what podcasters really say, isn't it? And until next time, come on,
And
you
don't
Spurs.
forget to subscribe and hit the like button.
Tell your friends.
Tell your
And-
friends.
Postcard.
And use our sponsor.
And drink plenty of water.
Gather round, lads, it's time for a cheer. We've got opinions to share, raise your pot, never fear. From the stands to the pub, we're ready to spit. In the world of football, it's the CADS chat shit. Oh, he was in form just last week, but now he's a flop, so unique. Spurs gonna win it, that's what we decree. Never mind facts, it's our fantasy. Our strikers are legends, we'll score a whole bunch. Forget all the stats, we'll just take the punch. With every wild take, we raise up our glass, while pundits just chuckle, ignore them alas. The CADS chat shit. To the left and the right, we're taking a hit, so you know it's true. Hear the banter ignite, raise your voice loud, shout it out tonight. The CADS chat shit, we'll sing it again with a smile and a grin. Oh, here's to the boys, let's make it a trend. With a wink and a nudge, let the fun never end. Last week we claimed it'll be 5-0 for sure. Now we're debating if we'll score at the door. Did you see that last miss? What a fiery debate. As we pull up our chairs and we narrow our fates. Hot takes flying high, we're the kings of the pub. While the lads on the pitch just need a good rub. From the top of the table right back to the ground, you'll hear us all chatting that familiar sound. The CADS chat shit. To the left and the right, we're taking a hit, so you know it's true. Hear the banter ignite, raise your voice loud, shout it out tonight. The CADS chat shit, we'll sing it again with a smile and a grin. Oh, here's to the boys, let's make it a trend. With a wink and a nudge, let the fun never end.